In my research for this presentation, I came across a blog from the American Mathematical Society, and the blog was written by Brian Katz, and it's a summary of presentations given by 4 mathematicians at an event called the Fields Institute's LGBTQ+Maths Day. And they write about queering maths and how their queer identities influence their work as mathematicians and educators. And as you can see here in the quotation, he said that his own work is also inspired by his experience as a queer person. I never fit into the implicit expectations for gender or sexuality as a young person, and that misalignment made me hyper-aware of the systems that guided and structured human activity in general. In mathematics, this awareness served me well. I spent my time asking why we did what we were doing and how we knew the things we claimed to know. More recently, I have come to see that I was lucky to happen into those habits in mathematics, buttressed by my other privileges. I see how students, especially students of colour, who ask similar kinds of critical questions, are often driven out of mathematics when people assert that there is nothing to ask, that mathematics is just pure truth, that they must accept. And even those who aren't driven away are forced to experience mathematics as a form of authoritarianism. So Ron Buckmire, a queer mathematician, kicked off the Fields event with a talk entitled Different Differences, and he spoke about some of his identities, which developed into an observation that some identities like race and gender are treated as standard differences, and that other identities like his gay and Caribbean identities are often ignored. His talk centred on calculus-based methods and how continuous change is described using a limit of an average rate of change, and this process can be discretized in multiple ways. Discretizing the most famous definition of a derivative leads to what is often called a forward difference, but there's also backward or center differences. And Ron's observation was that these approaches all implicitly assume that the width of the approximation h will approach 0 linearly. And Ron demonstrated how we can reject this assumption by, number 1, replacing the role of h with more interesting functions that still approach 0 on the order of h to get non-standard differences. And number 2, by taking non-local discretizations as an approach to discrete difference modelling. Antony Bonati, another speaker, is an out, proud and gay mathematician who studies the hidden geometry behind complex networks such as social networks, and showing how these networks often reduce to a small number of characteristics, or the hidden geometry. And this hidden geometry helps us to see the implicit social structures that non-queer peers might safely ignore. Antony also studies axioms in relation to mathematics and EDI work. In mathematics, an axiom is an unprovable rule or first principle accepted as true because it is believed to be self-evident or particularly useful. Another talk given at the Fields LGBTQ+Maths Day was given by Juliette Bruce, a trans woman who introduces her talk, referring to the leadership of trans women in the face of transphobic and police violence. Juliette brings tools from applied maths for computing with enormous matrices to algebraic and geometric classical maths to approach a problem from a new direction,